World Clip News and Summaries from August 13th and 14th, 2016. Ukraine War Awareness here, bringing small summaries of global news with some analysis which might not be shown in the media or might be missed. August 13th. The most important news has to be that Manbij has been fully liberated from ISIS control in Syria by the Syrian Democratic Forces, SDF, a U.S. umbrella organization that consists 80% of YPG Kurds. Number of casualties are hard to verify and vary from reports and claims, but is at least between 400 and 1,800 killed on each side. The British-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, SOHR, claims are entirely different from both ISIS and SDF figures, but claim that 438 civilians have died as a result and 78,000 displaced. The U.S. coalition has conducted hundreds of airstrikes over Manbij supporting the SDF, significantly reducing ISIS numbers. 2 U.S. airstrikes just 9 days apart has left at least 102 civilians dead on the July 19th airstrike and July 28th airstrike. The July 19th strike directly killed 74 civilians, with another British monitoring group called Air Wars saying the number could rise to as high as 205 due to teenagers dying from wounds shortly after, while U.S. military spokesman Garver says the number is as low as 10 to 15. The July 28th strike killed at least 28 civilians. The U.S. has opened investigations into these incidents, and while that is going on, the SDF is celebrating their significant victory, which is a deadly blow to ISIS that has been losing on all fronts, including against the Russian-backed Syrian Arab Army, SAA, and in the Iraq sphere. The Manbij offensive took almost 2.5 months since its initiation on May 31st. In other news, Russia has won the International World Championship of the Tank Biathlon, among many other military games with competitors around the globe held throughout most of Russia and even some parts of Kazakhstan. Call it the Military Olympics, if you will. Games included competition of shooting, aerial, racing, engineering, swimming, and even cooking, with all games trying to make a realistic battle simulation. What's important to note here is that new tanks that were unveiled in 2016 participated, with China bringing all of its armor and equipment from home, including assault rifles, infantry fighting vehicles, IFVs, and their new Type 96B tank, which features many improvements over its Type 96A variant. This includes a new gun, new fire control system, FCS, engine, transmission, chassis, ventilation, communications and computer systems, exhaust, and suspension. In the finals of the Tank Biathlon, it was Russia with their T-72B4, which was also unveiled in 2016. China came in second with their Type 96B, Belarus, which used their own modified T-72 version that looks practically identical to the T-72B3, and Kazakhstan using a T-72B3. The new Type 96B had a little incident with its left front wheel spinning away from the tank, but it did not affect their performance. An interesting match between the new T-72B4 and the new Type 96B. 28 countries attended, with 19 participating in the games and others acting as observers. Personally, I wish that a NATO country would accept their annual invitation, since, in my opinion, that would be an excellent chance to settle the score between some NATO, Russian, and Chinese equipment. Maybe next year, hopefully. Moving on to August 14th. SpaceX has landed their Falcon 9 reusable rocket after a successful launch of a Japanese communication satellite, JCSat-16. This marks a new level of using reusable rockets and hiring private space firms for the space market. Tensions in Crimea remain high, with Russia sending their S-400 surface-to-air missiles to the Crimean Peninsula after a response of alleged thwarted terror attacks on the Ukraine-Crimea border. Ukrainian medias respond by identifying ex-convicted Russian prisoners that have been fighting in Donbass. Donbass in the last few days have seen less shootouts in the gray zone between Ukrainian and separatist forces, while tensions in the Crimea region seem to be escalating. In the Yemen war, a Saudi airstrike has destroyed a Yemeni school that allegedly killed 10 children. This was, however, denied by Saudi Arabia, in which they claimed they bombed a rebel camp that supposedly trained underage soldiers. And since we started with ISIS getting owned, we'll end with ISIS getting owned. 6 Russian Tu-22M3 long-range bombers strike one of the few remaining ISIS strongholds in the Syrian region of Deir ez-Zor, destroying 2 command centers, 6 ammunition depots, and numerous tanks and other vehicles, and taking down a large number of ISIS fighters along with them. This has been News Clips Summaries with Ukraine War Awareness. Stay tuned for more video translations and news, and please hit the like button to support future translations and uploads. Thanks for watching.